guys, Jonah here, back with an Advent beer review, and we're doing day 13 of the BierCompany beer reviews. As you can probably hear, my voice has gone a little bit crackly, so I've been in various different places out in the world. I shouldn't really visit the world, but I do, and yeah, what happens when you go out in the world? You catch diseases and coughs and sneezes and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, that's for me to worry about. Hopefully my husky voice will make this review more interesting for you, dear viewer. If you like my husky voice, if you like my reviews in general, please think about clicking like, clicking subscribe down below, joining the Jonah army as we sail the 7 seas of beer. And in this case, we're sailing the Advent beer. So we are on to the 3rd level. It's almost like I'm talking about an iceberg, wasn't it? The 3rd level. Oh, and as if by magic, this door kind of was popped open anyway. But if you look, there's a little flap that engages, so I'm not surprised. And I haven't actually seen what this is. Aha! Okay, it is a Utopian beer. So let's close up shop if we can. Sometimes difficult to close up shop. Aha! So we have got Utopian. Looks like Boudicca or Boudica. It's called British Lager. She's getting ready for the World Cup. Yeah, you can see. Look, the lion's got his foot or paw in a football. Weirdly though, that does not look like. What flag is that? That's not the British flag. We know that for a fact. Is it Spain, maybe, or Portugal or somewhere? I will have offended someone. I think it might be Portugal. Let's see if we get any propaganda on the back here. Here we go. Utopian, unfiltered British lager brewed in Hellas style, using 100% British malt and Foggles, EKG, and First Gold. Brewed with all British ingredients, etc., etc. They are down in Devon. Oh, I made a mistake, and I said one of the beers I had lately was from Bristol. It wasn't at all. It was from London. So I don't know how I got that wrong. Sometimes I get things wrong. So please, if you catch me making a mistake, dear viewer, let me know. We can't all be perfect and geniuses. I can tell you what I think at a certain point of time, but it is a snapshot in time. Oh, interesting. My nose is blocked, but that definitely has that kind of sulphur, kind of farty smell that you get sometimes, but usually with lagers, to be honest. There's not so much hops in lagers. There we go. Ooh, can I get it all in? Yeah, man. There we go. With a good, what do we reckon? Ooh, let me put that down. Finger and a half? Not quite 2 fingers. That's unusual for a lager, but lovely and clear. You can see my silly face through there and Christmas tree and all that kind of stuff. Slight haze to it, but look at those bubbles. Really, really cool. And we had better doing the picture of doom for today. So let's do one of those. Whoops. What way should we go? Usually I go that way. Let's go about there and there. Hopefully you understand why I do such tomfoolery. Yeah, definitely getting, yeah, that kind of eggy, sulphury, farty type smell. It's not like a farmyard smell like you get with lambic brews, sours, that kind of stuff. It's a very lager thing, especially when people don't use chemicals to clear their lager. Be interesting to see if they've done, or how long they've actually lagered this lager for. Because some people call things lager, but they don't actually do the lager process, which is keeping the brew chilled in a secondary tank for a long time, months sometimes. So the fact that this has slight aromas might mean that it hasn't been lagered for very long. You know what I mean? Right. Oh, how strong is this beer? I probably saw, but did not tell you, dear viewer. 4.7, it says down the bottom there. Probably won't focus. Oops. He said, headbutting the thing. It's weird, I've got lots of light on this camera, but it never seems to focus very well. There we go. 4.7. Unfiltered lager. Cheers and beers. We're in the second half now of the Beer Advent box. Nice. Quite a sweet lager, not very dry. There's a reasonable amount of bitterness there. I am getting definitely getting the East Kent Goldings. Not sure about the fog. Well, maybe I'm getting the Fuggles. You're getting that kind of traditional bitterness and bitter taste. And the EKG gives it a tiny bit more sort of a fruity kind of taste. Maybe a tiny sort of peachiness. That type of thing. But otherwise, quite a nice lager. Yeah, and not too strong. 4.5 or 4.7. Is it 4.7 or 4.3? God, my memory is gone for a Burton. 4.7. Let me put that up there. You can enjoy the can if you want to zoom in. This time, a little bit more bitterness. So it's interesting. It's got the bitterness up front, but then secondary, once you've gone through that bitter wall, shall we say, there's a little bit of residual sweetness there too, which is nice. Some lagers are really super dry. This one isn't. It's bitter up front, yes, but it's still got a nice amount of sweetness to it, which is kind of cool. And Helles is obviously coming from sort of a more traditional sort of German type style, and the head on there was quite a bit. Not not one of those big domed heads that sometimes you get in Munich if you go there. But interesting, doing a different country's style with 100% British hops, malts. Doesn't say exactly what the yeast is, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's some sort of British strain. It might be a Helles yeast, in which case, maybe a German, perhaps. A little bit of fruitiness there too, which is cool. Oh, really nice beer. Personally, I am not one for the lagers in general, but in this case, I think that's kind of cool. Even though that flag, I don't know what that flag is. I'm trying to work it out, but it is definitely not the St. George Cross or the Union Jack. So not sure exactly what that's about, to be honest. But if anyone knows, please let me know in the comments below, and we will share the knowledge with everyone. Anyway, this has been Unclejona doing another beer review. Please come back tomorrow. We're on day 14 tomorrow. Don't know exactly what we're going to get, but it's going to be from that same third tier, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Anyway, till then, guys, cheers and beers, whatever you're doing.